Hey guys, Michael here from youtube.com/therevived1. It's June 19th and I'm here to give you an in-depth video comparing the newer iPhone 3GS to the iPhone 3G. Now, there isn't as big of a difference in terms of components from the iPhone 3G to the 3GS as there were from the 3G to the original iPhone, but there are some incremental upgrades that make it an arguably worthwhile investment. So we'll start off with the screens. Although supposedly the screens are the same, the iPhone 3GS, pictured on your left, actually has an anti-fingerprint coating right on it. So you wouldn't necessarily need to buy a screen shield for the device. Also, the 3GS supports faster data connection via AT&T's 3G network. So it supports 7.2 megabit per second download speeds compared to the iPhone 3G, which only supports 3.6 megabit per second download speeds. Now granted, in most places, including where we're going to be testing right now, AT&T has not rolled out that faster network. And even when they do, don't expect massive increases because 7.2 compared to 3.6 seems like a big number, but those are just theoretical limits. In practice, you will never approach that. And also keep in mind, 7.2 megabits per second, that's only around 900 megabytes per second, or not 900 megabytes per second, it's like 9/10ths of a megabyte per second. Also known as 900 kilobytes, which is what I was trying to say. And also, supposedly the iPhone 3GS has more battery life. We're not really sure if that means it has a bigger battery or if they've done some tweaking in the hardware to make it more efficient, but supposedly you get a little bit more juice out of the 3GS. So one of the major features of the 3GS, and what the S actually stands for, is speed. So I'm going to just test out some applications just to show you launch times. So we're going to launch the iPod app first. And as you can see, the 3GS launched significantly faster, and we can just easily, if we go to songs over here, well, there's no content on this 3G. So, now let's open up the settings, the general settings app. 3GS is significantly faster. Again, we'll go to general. 3GS is significantly faster again. So, really, the 3GS, when you compare the two, it looks much faster. But again, if you're just using a 3G, you're not really going to be like, oh, this is so slow. So you don't need to worry about that. Now I want to test speeds because apparently, according to Apple, the increased processing speed, even though these are running on the same AT&T network, you'll actually be able to get faster speeds because the processor can render the pages better. So we're going to start off with a fairly intensive website, NewYorkTimes.com. Alright, so both web pages are typed in, and let's go ahead and press go. Again, these are running both on the same 3G network, and as you can see, neither has been in the history, so there's no caching, nothing of that nature. This is actually the first time I've used the 3GS browser, so keep that in mind as well. And they're actually neck and neck, almost exactly the same. The 3GS just finished and the 3G is still chugging along, although it does seem like the web page is fairly complete. So we'll just wait a few extra seconds for it to finish. And it's done. So let's just check out scrolling. On the 3G, you can easily scroll all the way up. And if we tap in, well, actually we just hit link, but if you tap in, it goes quick. We can scroll around very easily. On the 3GS, we can do pretty much the same. If we tap in, we can move around. So the 3GS, even though it's on the exact same data network, at the exact same speeds, because again, AT&T has not rolled out that faster network, the 3GS was faster, although it appeared that the 3G you could still use the page if you needed to. So now let's try another website, foxnews.com. So we type both those in, and again, the cache, there's nothing in it, there's no history of these two web pages, and we're going to go. We'll give one more second to the 3G, or we'll subtract 1 second because I didn't press it exactly at the same time. And these are specifically formatted for the iPhone format, so the web page loaded much quicker than it would regularly load if you loaded the desktop version. But the 3GS did load significantly faster than the iPhone 3G. Again, same connection, they both have full bars of 3G service. Okay, so now I just want to compare the camera application. As we know, the 3GS can record video, so there's not really a comparison of that, but I'm just going to compare picture quality and the time it takes to launch those apps. So let's launch the camera application on both. 3GS asked, but the other iPhone did not, about if we wanted to use our location. So we're just going to take a picture with the 3G. Then we're going to take pretty much the same picture with the 3GS. I'm going to focus it. And I'm going to take it. And the last thing I just wanted to show you is the mail.app application for the iPhone 3G and iPhone 3GS. Again, 3GS is on the left, 3G is on the right. So I'm just going to show you scrolling, essentially. As you can see with the iPhone 3GS, you can just scroll all the way, and if you tap the top, it's almost instant. On the 3G, you see a little bit of lag there. So it's not as smooth, but it's essentially the same time. So let's scroll all the way to the bottom of both pages, and we'll tap the top. So the 3GS got up there a little bit quicker, but again, that's definitely resulting from the faster processor and more RAM in the 3GS. So there's just my in-depth comparison of the new iPhone 3GS and the Apple iPhone 3G. Both phones are very comparable and very usable. Compared head-to-head, obviously the 3G, which is Apple's newer model, is going to perform better, but the iPhone 3G, the original model, does work very nicely, so if you have one of those, don't feel like you're left out. Again, this is Michael Sherlock from youtube.com/therevivedone and twitter.com/blue42richman. Thanks for watching and have a good day.